CEO, NSE International Exchange. Please help me welcome Shri V. Balasubramaniam, sir, on the stage. Welcome, sir.
Namaskar. Good afternoon to all the people here. And I can see Pramod Rao ji, our directors, Mr. Suresh Menon, my colleagues in the Clearing Corporation, Neeraj, and NSE ICC Chairman Sri Kumar. And of course, all the regulators here, the senior regulators, I can see Praveen and Maipal. First of all, hearty congratulations on the new pension fund regulations. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. I was there last year also speaking in the GSMC 1. And at that time, the topic was innovate, integrate, and infrastructure. These were basically the three themes which we talked about in terms of what we need to do in the IFSC ecosystem. And I think what I'm going to do is, of course, Vijay did cover most of the aspects, but as everybody knows, NSE International Exchange is the leading exchange. And we actually trade more than 99% of the market here at this point of time. But having said that, since last year, I will just say where the focus has been. We have actually really progressed well on the capital formation side, because on the risk management, we are already kind of pretty large. So what we are trying to do this year is we actually focused a lot in terms of how we can enable companies not only from India, but also companies from abroad to actually come into GIFT and make truly GIFT an international financial ecosystem. And that's one of the big drivers which we had. And I'm happy to state that this year actually, till December 31, 2025, we actually had incremental 88% market share on that business as well. So that's again something which we are focusing and doubling down on. Of course, one of the things which still remains to be done, I think Mr. Pramod Rao is there as part of the Primary Market Standing Committee. About a couple of years back, Honorable FM had said that Indian companies should be able to do direct listing on the IFSC exchanges also. And I think there was a working group which was also set up, and we contributed quite a lot in terms of the efforts there. But it's still waiting for the final operating guidelines to be issued by SEBI, which hopefully once it starts, I think there could be a lot more companies which could really look at using the IFSC ecosystem and the stock exchanges to list. And one of the things which we have done very consciously over this whole year is build a lot of connects across the world. We have now actually connected with most of the investors who are looking at cross-border investing, and clearly are looking at GIFT IFSC exchanges also as a venue where companies want to raise money. Lots of tie-ups which we have done strategically also. One of the things which we have done to attract more issuers to come and tap the IFSC ecosystem is we have signed MOUs with large NBFC bodies like FIDC. We also done it with microfinancial institutions like Sadhan. So these were some of the important things which we did. And today morning, I think Praveen highlighted the importance of consumer awareness or investor awareness per se. And we have actually done a lot of industrial level tie-ups, starting with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India when we announced the MOU, where actually now we are engaging very actively with all the international chapters, because effectively they become the brand ambassadors from whichever global region to actually bring investments back to our country through the GIFT IFSC ecosystem. But broadly, let me just ruminate, because I've been in this ecosystem for almost 10 years. And I have seen the journey from virtually a barren land to where we are standing at this point of time. And every year we are progressing pretty well. In fact, today morning also some of the people who are my friends who visited GIFT after 3 or 4 years, they said that they can see a remarkable change in the infrastructure and the ecosystem here. And in fact, yesterday when some people were in my office, I got a nice view to see a lot of part of GIFT. And they actually said that they could count the number of cars parked here as actually a great progress in terms of the number of job opportunities getting created. So that was again something very heartening. And I think today also in the earlier panel, they said that any growth in an ecosystem has to be accompanied by creating more jobs. And I think that is something which is very clearly the focus of the policymakers, including the Department of Economic Affairs, when it actually looked at the IFSC ecosystem. But broadly, when Honorable PM Modi ji actually inaugurated the first exchange in 2017, we were witness to that. And he actually left two messages for us. He said in the next 10 years, or I think we should become a price setter of some products, if not all. But he said that that is something which we should achieve. And I think we are very proud that today Gift Nifty, which is our flagship product, actually sets the price in terms of the equity benchmark. And over the last year, we also seen hearteningly that on the off-market hours when India doesn't trade, there is a lot of interest in terms of volumes which have come up. And last year has been also an event full of disruptions. And to that extent, Gift Nifty has become more popular and more relevant and more important. In terms of some numbers which I will just say, just last week we achieved a record volume on a single day. Our total volume was about $23.48 billion. Our open interest also, on an average, is about $15 to $16 billion, but we touched the peak record of about $21 billion. For this, I think I will also like to thank our partners, SGX, who have been part of this initiative, because that was the first connect which was established. And obviously that will be not the only one, and we are looking at more connects going forward. And yesterday we had quite a few interesting announcements which we made on NSEIX. We actually signed an MOU with Cyprus Stock Exchange when the PM visited there. And Cyprus is a global gateway into Europe in some sense, and this year we have signed this monumental mother of all deals of the FTA with the EU. And in some sense, a lot of foreign investments do come through Cyprus into India. And what we are trying to do is we are trying to now create a bridge between both these countries into Europe, and we are getting probably the first company from Cyprus which will also do a list onto us. So that becomes the first foreign equity listing which is going to happen on us. This year again has been very interesting because you don't become overnight a global financial center. What you probably first become is a regional financial center. And I think we have been focusing a lot on the BIMSTEC part of it. And today probably will be very monumental because we have my colleagues from Colombo Stock Exchange here. We are going to sign an MOU with them today. But more importantly, what we have been doing is we have been actually doing a lot of roadshows in Sri Lanka over the last 1 year. And last year we got the first international issuer who did a green bond on us. And today we are very happy to announce that we just got the first blue bond also to be listed on NSEIX. So, in fact, I'm told this is Asia's first blue bond. So I'm not too sure about that, but if that is there, that I think is another feather to Gift IFSC ecosystem's cap. And obviously, this would all not have been possible without the support which we get from our regulators, IFSCA, and especially Pradeep and Praveen and Arjun and the entire team from IFSC. So we are really thankful for them to support all these kind of initiatives. Apart from this, I think broadly when I talk about what NSEIX stands for, we are actually a market infrastructure institution. That is how we are defined. And we are an infrastructure, and today in the morning panel they said that these brands which are the exchanges are going to be there in 2047 despite all the disruptions which you are going to see. The technology may change, and obviously I've been pushing my team. In fact, at NSEIX now we have grown to a good healthy 70 people, and with the clearing corporation we are 100 plus people. And we have indirect staff of about 50, 60 people. So that makes us one of the largest institutions which is providing job opportunities within the gift city. And one of the things which I have been doing is we have been continuously training the younger team. Today, as part of our induction program, we make sure that people are getting exposed to usage of AI, and that is something which we are now incorporated in our day-to-day life. And that's something which is basically strengthening the kind of human capital we have, because tomorrow human capital will probably be getting out of mundane chores, and for that they will be delegating it to a machine. I look at AI more like earlier people used to clean things themselves or wash dishes themselves. Today there are vacuum cleaners, and now there are bots which go and clean, and there are actually dishwashers which actually do those chores. So in some sense, human capital will still have to kind of evolve, and that dynamism has to be there. But AI is going to really simplify things, make it a lot more productive, a lot more easy, and that is something which we are clearly embracing. Another thing which we are also doing in terms of resilience on technology, because end of the day, we are nothing but an applied technology company or a fintech in the original avatar. And what we have done is we have taken NSE stack, a tech stack, which is I think one of the largest globally in terms of the number of transactions it can handle, because they handle close to 20 billion orders a single day. I'm also happy to announce that we have actually done peak volumes of more than about 50 to 60 million orders in a single day. And another big initiative which we did, which to fully comply with the regulations from our regulator, is that we have created the near DR site. We have a DR site which is in a different seismic zone, but we also put in a near DR site which basically ensures that there is zero data loss. So that again is a big infrastructure investment which we made this year that also shows our commitment as far as the GIFT IFSC is concerned. This year, two more things we have done structurally. As an exchange, as a group in NSE, we thought how we should actually look at basically making NSE go more international. And one of the things which NSE did was they infused more money into us. And with that, what we did is we aligned the NSE International Clearing Corporation into our fold. So effectively now they have become our wholly owned subsidiary. So effectively NSE IX and NSE ICC today now are in some sense partners in progress. We are building the whole ecosystem together. And Neeraj, my colleague, we always say that the exchange and CC are joined at the hips, and that is what we are, and that is what we really symbolize. Another initiative which I think Vijay did mention, which I started in 2018, which was the Global Access. But interestingly, this year, finally, in 2024, August, I worked closely with the IFSCA team, and we finally got the GAP regulations out. Post that, we have now started the NSE International Exchange Global Access. In fact, we were the first GAP license holder from IFSC. But as usual, whatever we do, we want to do it well. So we didn't want to do any launch for symbolism. What we have really done is, we just did a soft launch with the colliding with the GSMC yesterday. And I will request all of you to visit our stalls here, where we are actually showing what this solution is capable of. This is something which is basically, again, standing with our vision, because when we talked about a vision of NSE-IX, we want to be a financial gateway, truly a financial global gateway, to enable both inbound investments as well as outbound investments. So the outbound story is now something which the global access is going to really amplify. And what we are doing is we are actually deploying cutting edge technology. We are virtually becoming like a new age broker, which is like basically something like what Robinhood does in US or what Zerodha did in India, and there are many more which are there. So what we are actually doing is we are enabling that anybody could in 30 seconds flat do a video KYC from wherever they are, and they could actually just use our gateway to trade on international markets. This is exactly what we did when internet trading and mobile trading happened in NSE, and NSE became an early adopter of the technology, and today we see that these kind of things are pretty large. And in fact, just yesterday we opened the soft launch, and I'm told by my team that already 2,000 clients have already enrolled in a single day. So this is again something which we definitely look forward to make it big. And as envisaged in the regulation, we will obviously be wanting more and more partners and distributors, both from India and abroad. We want all the banks, all the broker dealers, all the mutual fund wealth distributors in India also to come and join NSE IXGA as our referral partners, because it will effectively, in some sense, give them another model, because today they do a lot of mutual fund distribution, they do insurance distribution. Now they can actually do global investment distribution to Indians. And I think it's the right time, because today India is becoming more affluent, and as we move towards Viksit Bharat, where we want to become probably a middle income kind of a country, and by 2047 become a truly developed nation. I think this is another kind of diversification which Indian investors need. And this is again something which we are going to cater to as a solution from the NSE group. Lastly, I will like to definitely thank all the member fraternity, the stockbrokers. Today there are 90 odd stockbrokers. Almost most of them are connected with NSE IX, and their contribution, if I don't recognize today, I will just express my gratitude to them that they have continued to use NSE IX platform to trade on it. And obviously, going forward in the new year, we see a pipeline of more investors thanks to SEBI, which has also come up with good guidelines in this year, where they allowed Indian brokers now to set up separate business units, and they can actually set up a branch, so they don't need to actually set up another legal structure. So I would like to thank SEBI also for helping us in this cost, because this is something which was a little bit of a old demand, because this was allowed to all other intermediaries, but this obviously will also facilitate more players to come. That again is another big step. And with this, probably I will be happy if there are any questions, we'll be happy to take. But I will also request to announce, I will also like to acknowledge XCD, because they have been the first IPO. In fact, I remember that when we had the SME listing about 10, 12 years back in India, it was the same story. We had to first get the first one as a poster boy and as a basically a first test transaction. And I'm sure that now XCD has worked quite closely with us. They have chosen NSE IX as the designated exchange, and we have provided our team from the listing compliance side as well as the listing operations side have really cooperated with them, and we are very happy that they are going to now look at opening their issue in probably a very short while. March 6th, which is what Vijay said, probably whatever is the date, but I wish them all the very best, and I think that transaction is going to be a path breaker. But having said that, we are definitely in touch with a lot more companies worldwide. We have been putting in a lot of efforts in terms of doing it. And thirdly, I will also request banks, because we have been seeing that there are some things where, for example, LRS is still actually difficult for Indians to look at doing. And through our Global Access Gateway, I will like to partner with them to make sure that the remittance cost and the cross-border remittance cost is also crunched. And in Global Access, I can give one commitment to all the Indian customers. We know that Indian customers want the best of service, but they want it at the lowest cost. And I can assure you that NSE International Exchange Global Access Platform will provide both of this world-class service at the lowest possible cost. You will actually not hear these kind of costs for trading on the international markets. And in phase 2, we'll also cover institutional customers from India, and in GIFT both, where we'll offer them custody options to make sure that even institutional investors who want to invest into global markets could use our Global Access Platform. Thank you very much, and probably I will request Ethel to join me on stage, and also invite my friends and colleagues from Colombo Stock Exchange to come on the stage, please. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. We can hand it over later. Please, you're welcome. I welcome the Colombo Stock Exchange, led by Mr. Khosla Gemich, to kindly come on the stage for the MOU exchange. Many congratulations.